The Chief Justice, Alfonso Winyidolo, has called for the review of the retirement age of judicial officers so that they continue benefiting from their accumulated experience. Speaking at the State House in Entebbe at the swearing-in ceremony of his deputy, Dr. Flavian Nzeija, Winyidolo said there is need for the country to have a national dialogue on the matter. Winyidolo, who first served as High Court judge from 2008 to 2015 before he was appointed to the Court of Appeal, and then as Deputy Chief Justice in 2017 and then as Chief Justice in 2020, is set to retire from the judiciary on the 18th of January next year. This is the mandatory retirement age of justices of the Court of Appeal and justices of the Supreme Court. Judges of the High Court are supposed to retire when they make 65 years of age. Meanwhile, the Chief Justice has appointed Lady Justice Jane Okowo-Kajuga as the acting principal judge. The appointment follows the elevation of Justice Dr. Flavian Nzeija to the position of Deputy Chief Justice. In a statement released yesterday by the judiciary, as acting principal judge, Lady Justice Okowo-Kajuga will support the Chief Justice in the continued delivery of justice and in ensuring the efficient administration and management of the High Court and subordinate courts across the country until a substantive principal judge is appointed. The Chief Justice congratulated the new acting principal judge and wished her success in her new assignment. He reaffirmed the judiciary's commitment to strengthening institutional leadership and improving access to justice for all. Lady Justice Okowo-Kajuga was appointed a judge of the High Court in 2019 and deployed at the Anti-Corruption Division of the High Court, where she is the current deputy head. She has handled complex and high-profile corruption cases, among these the Karamoja Iron Sheets scandal. Lawmakers from cattle-keeping regions have raised alarm over the lack of funding for desilting valley dams. Members of Parliament on the Budget Committee, led by Remigio Achie, expressed disappointment that the Parliamentary Committee on Natural Resources failed to allocate resources for the initiative. The Park District Woman Member of Parliament, Faith Nakut, highlighted that although 40 valley dams had been identified for desilting, none received funding, leaving livestock farmers in dire need of water for their animals.
I don't see any priority for us. For instance, like an area called Sinjiro, one of the most water-stressed areas. If you find in a financial year which is coming that you don't have any plan to have at least some communal dams that can stop these people to continue going to Tanzania looking for water in Kagera, really we feel as if we are not Ugandans.
So we have been in this parliament, you see, we need 49 billion for cooperative relief. We give. You ask little money for 2 billion, nobody wants to give. You ask some 3 billion for a dam, nobody wants to give it. How do you think we feel?
Last year, we submitted 40 dams for desilting across Karamoja. We did assessment. Nothing has been done.
Meanwhile, Nyabushozi County Member of Parliament Wilson Kajrenje revealed that the Minister of Agriculture had earmarked 12 billion shillings for dam desilting. However, he stressed the need for clear delineation of roles between the Ministry of Agriculture and the Minister of Water, an issue that continues to cause confusion. In response, Natural Resources Committee Chairperson Herbert Ariko clarified that the responsibility of providing water for production lies squarely in the Ministry of Water and Environment.
The output of a valley dam is provision of water. The output of an agricultural intervention is the harvest or the yield out of an agricultural intervention. Therefore, the Ministry of Water and Environment has mandate to provide water. Then the Ministry of Agriculture will come and supervise interventions that will make the water productively utilized. And I thought that there is an extremely big challenge in as far as harmonization of roles is concerned. But the issue of water for production, particularly valley dams, is the mandate of Ministry of Water and Environment.
China has called on the U.S. to cancel its sweeping tariffs on Chinese goods entering the country as a sign that President Donald Trump is serious about resolving the trade war between the two countries. A Chinese official said there have been no trade talks with the U.S. despite suggestion otherwise from the Trump administration. The trade war between the world's two largest economies has been escalating, with China sending back Boeing planes it ordered from the U.S. in its latest retaliation over tariffs. But Trump has appeared to soften his stance on China, saying that the taxes he has so far imposed on Chinese imports would come down substantially, but it won't be zero. In one of China's strongest statements yet over the tariff war, Commerce Ministry spokesperson He Yedong said the U.S. should remove all unilateral tariff measures against China if it truly wanted to resolve the issue. For more stories and the latest updates, log on to sunnyfm.com.